This bourbon and I have something in common. We're both born in Western New York. Let's do this. Welcome to Whisky Riffs. If you're new here, I'm Kevin, and today I have a whiskey that's unusual. It's a bourbon, but it's from Rochester, New York, which is near in the neighborhood that I grew up in, Buffalo, New York, actually Cheektowaga, New York, if you know the suburbs of Buffalo. So this is interesting to me to have a whiskey that was built near where I was born. This bottle is a bespoke blend of bourbon from Black Button Distilling, and it is a mash of 4 different types of grain. It's aged at least 4 years, and it's at 47% ABV. This distillery has various kinds of alcohol at it. It's got gin and liqueurs and bourbons, and I like the variety they have there. I think that their story is really great. I believe they were started in 2012 and decided to create whiskey that was made of all the elements from New York State. So their corn, their wheat, their rye, their malts, barley, all New York State. They're very proud of their local distillery, and I can see why. The bespoke blend of their whiskey is made up of multiple barrels that they have gone through and kind of categorized as sweet or spicy or oaky or just their base notes. So not that the whiskeys themselves from each of those are only that, but they're tending in that direction, and they wanted to find a way of making sure that this had kind of a nice blend of all those. So they take them on the side and they create these different blends. Now this one is from Craft Whiskey Club. They contacted Black Button Distilling and created this bespoke blend. Now, it's not just big companies like Craft Whiskey Club. You can actually go on the website and get your own bespoke blend, which I think is pretty unique. And I think I should get this poured in a glass before I talk anymore, because I want to let it open up a little bit. Now, I like when a distillery talks about their mash bill. It gives you an idea of how the flavors are going to be. This one is 60% corn, 20% wheat, 11% malted barley, and 9% rye. Having 4 grains in there certainly gives you a nice difference of flavors that come from each of those grains. I'm not a huge rye fan, but there's only 9% in there, so it shouldn't affect me too much. And right away, it certainly doesn't. That is a very sweet vanilla nose for a bourbon. Might be a hint of cherry down in there, and I'm getting also a little bit of a buttery note. Interesting, there was a very unique flavor I got right away. It was very soft, it was very gentle, and kind of buttery. Like the nose, I got the butter note. I got a little buttery note on the taste too. Yeah, I'm definitely getting cherries. I'm getting very oily and thick. That's a very smooth bourbon. What a nice blend of flavors. I love how they charred this. I love how they aged it. I think that it's all natural. I didn't see anything about adding coloring to it. And at 47% ABV, it really shouldn't need any chill filtering. So this seems like they did a really nice job with it. Now, I haven't drank a lot of bourbon lately, so maybe I'm just bourbon fresh again after being on a lot of Scotch trips. But I don't know, it's different than the last bourbon I had. On a third taste, I'm getting a little bit of a spice there, kind of a licorice note. That's probably coming from the rye. But overall, wow, that's just a very gentle whiskey. It's a long finish. I'm very impressed with the finish. I'm impressed with the alcohol percentage level. It's giving me a little bit of a burn, but it's not overwhelming. I'd be curious about their cask strength. If you've had this in cask strength, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Let me know. I'm very impressed with this first bottle, and I'm a little sad that it took me this long to get it open, because I don't remember when I got this. It might have been January. What month are we in? September? Yeah, it just started September. So I've probably had this for 9 months sitting around the apartment, and I'm a little sad that it took this long. It's a really nice bourbon. This is an easy sipper. So if you like bourbons that go down easy, that have a little bit of that hint of the spiciness of rye, but are not overwhelmingly rye, this is a definite candidate for you. I'm very impressed with it. I'm getting a little bit of the citrus notes, a little peppery. Everything's very subtle, so you're not getting overpowered by any one flavor. So all the different grains are really working together to give a bouquet of flavors. That's a good word for it. A bouquet of flavors. Just a beautiful blending. Every sip's just a little bit different. I'm getting something just tweaked here and tweaked there from every one. It's not overly sweet, but again, it's a soft taste. When you first put it in your mouth, you're not going to get that harsh burn you get from some of the oak barrels that sometimes are just too young and too fresh. This isn't doing to me. In fact, that's probably why I'm a little bit surprised at the flavor profile of this, because the last bourbon I had was a Texas bourbon, which was at a high ABV, and it was pretty intense from the Texas heat. New York State's going to give you a lower temperature level overall, but it definitely has a soft nature to it. So my recommendation, if you're looking for an easy drinking bourbon and you haven't tried the Black Button Distilling yet, I would definitely try it out. And if you do try it and you've tried any of their other expressions, I'd love to hear about those in the comments. So until next episode, take care of yourself. Take care of those people around you. And cheers. Very happy with it. Good job.